Hello everyone, I'm Colin Kinnett. We haven't done hacks for quite a while, so today we're going to get back to doing a few of those. But today's a special day because all the tips and tricks that I'm going to show you today were submitted by subscribers, so let's have a look at some of them. The first tip today comes from Michael, and he suggests using one of these little tap and die wrenches, and typically you'd be using them to create thread or to renew some thread, and they just slip in there, and it just kind of tightens down, and I've got this little eyelet already set in there. But you know, when I'm doing picture framing, I have a hard time holding on to these little tiny guys, and I use these for putting wire through to hang pictures on. But you know, these wrenches come in all sorts of different sizes. You may have a different size, a bigger size, and if you do, they're even better for these because you can grip these. When I'm putting these in posts and things like that, I can usually only get a turn or two before it's too hard to turn, especially in things like oak. But with one of these little wrenches, you can easily just put it in. Of course, you always have a starter hole to start with, and then you can just turn that, and they grip and hold on there. It's easy to turn them, big or small, just a great way of putting eyelets in. The next tip comes from Randy, and he's talking about using popsicle sticks, and I even have tongue depressors, and typically I use these for mixing, but Randy says, look, you can use these, for example, for a measurement for putting reveals on. Now, you've heard me talk about reveals. If this is the leg, let's say it's upright, and you want to put an apron on, and you want to have a reveal in there, and of course the reveal is the area where light hits it, so it gives your furniture a three-dimensional look. And he says, look, you can just use a couple of popsicle sticks or 3 of them, depending on how big a reveal you want, and then it's consistent all the way along. You can use that anywhere. You don't have to measure it. You don't have to have special sticks for it. You can just use 3 popsicle sticks, or you could use tongue depressors, because these all come in consistent sizes. And you can see how there's a little bit of the extra light in there, gives that sort of a 3-dimensional look. So thanks, Randy. That's a great tip. Another use for popsicle sticks or even tongue depressors. Now the next tip is from Dan, and this is perfect for me because I need a place to hang my extension cords. Dan says, get yourself some coat hooks for however many cords you want to hang up. And look, you can use chain, and what he suggests, you can buy plastic chain. It's pretty inexpensive, and it's perfect for this kind of an application because it's easy to cut. I didn't have any, so I'm just using this steel chain that I have, and you know, you can put the coat hook up, and you can leave it quite long because you can vary where it's going to go, and you just hook it up like that. You can actually do that and use a couple of hooks there, and so you can hang more than one cord. And for me, this is my extension cord for my power tools, and you can see it all. It's so thick it almost looks like a garden hose, and it's very hard to hang up, and where do you put it? And for this, it's absolutely perfect. So thanks, Dan. That's a great tip. Now, while we're still with extension cords, Mike suggested when you're storing cords to put the ends together, and I really like that idea for a couple of reasons. First of all, they're easy to find, and sometimes these of course stick out, but sometimes the ends are blended in. They're the same color as the cord, so not only are they easier to find, but they also help stop some damage, and this one is one of them where the ends have been bent a couple times, and you don't want to do that, and that's a good way of helping to protect them from any sort of damage. So that's a great tip, Mike. I really like that idea. I'm going to continue to do that with all of my cords. Not long ago, I got a note from Brian, and Brian says that he saves all of his extruded glue from all of his glue ups. And whenever you're doing glue ups, you always want to make sure that you have what we call squeeze out. And the reason for that is we don't want to get any glue voids in our joints because they're very, very hard to fix. And you know, you can see all the glue that's come out of there. pretty easy job to just take that, and then there's the underside as well. There's probably as much glue comes out of there as what's in the joint. So I'm going to try this, I think, and just kind of see how that works for me. Thanks, Brian, for that little tip. Well, that concludes my video for today. And I want to thank everybody who sent in tips for me. I really appreciate that because we all learn from that. But I can't leave without at least a word to Ernie. Ernie sent me a note and said that he found some special little sticky back pencil holders at Walmart. And he said they're really handy around the workshop. I tried to find them, Ernie, but my Walmart's either sold out or they don't have them, but I'll keep on looking. But anyway, the rest of you may look for that sometime if you're ever in Walmart. I'm Colin Canet for WoodWorkWeb. Thanks for watching.